Hello, everyone. So, today we are going to talk about the whole Iran US negotiations tomorrow. And I am going to do something that I maybe shouldn't, but to kind of predict and say what I think will happen tomorrow. So, let's just get into it. Tomorrow, negotiations between US and Iran. Super important, super dramatic because this is probably, I think there is a consensus that this is the last chance that they're giving this, and there is either war or a deal after that. Iran are basically saying, hey, we are going to come with a proposal and it's going to be fine, but I don't think they will come with a proposal and that it will be fine. Last time they said that as well, and it didn't go so well. So, um, basically, let's look at Polymarket. And we are talking about, will the Iranian regime fall? Nuclear deal by June 30th, US next strike on Iran, and all of those markets. There are, if I'm not mistaken, around 700 of those at the moment, which is insane. And obviously, I think that's the biggest, trending issue on Polymarket and on the world stage. So that kind of makes sense. All right, so here are pretty much my bets on what's gonna happen tomorrow. And I think there will be a huge gap between what happens and the reality. What do I mean? Um, After the talks, you will hear all kinds of stuff that have no connection to reality, right? So the most dominant voice, doesn't matter what will actually happen, will be that the Iranians will say, all right, we are talking, this is going well. The Americans will probably say, we are talking, this is going well. Why? Because basically no one will have an interest to say anything different tomorrow. Until now, maybe there were games, and like one side could have said this, and one side could have said that. But at this point, it's pretty much, um, if the US are not happy and they know that they will attack, it's in their interest to say, yeah, this is going well. Don't worry, it will be fine. We are talking, right? When in reality, they just know that's not the case. And Iran, well, yeah, pretty much. They've been always saying this is going great, the negotiations, even though it's not, and it never did. So this is what's gonna happen tomorrow. So I think once this happens, you will see this thing go up, even though in reality there will be absolutely no reason for it to. That's at least what I'm predicting. I'm actually thinking about buying and flipping this just for tomorrow, just to look for this peak after all the statements will be positive, and then sell it, whatever um, I am. Then you will also have hear some voices saying the opposite, right? So some will be like, okay, we're done, this is not going anywhere, and you will hear it from both sides. But I think the most dominant voice will be this. Ironically, I also think, and this is an insane thing. So we've talked on this channel before, and I will say a few words if you don't mind. Again, new channel. The idea is to kind of talk about the most interesting markets on Polymarket every day, and to give like serious analysis on what's happening, explain why the bets are behaving the way they do, kind of analyze the numbers and the political or whatever events behind them. So I invite you to subscribe and join us. Still a small channel, so I can do stupid things like predicting, because who cares at this point, right? And this is what I'm gonna do. I think that after tomorrow's negotiations, everyone will say this went well. I think in reality, it will not go well at all. I think this will be the end, and I think at this point, war will be a matter of days, maybe weeks, but I think days. I don't think, like, my thoughts on the matter changed. I think it's gonna be either in the next few days or definitely during March. Anyway, the funny thing that I am willing to bet will happen tomorrow is that while those markets will go up, like the chances for a deal for just a few hours probably, right? And then they, reality will meet this thing. But I am willing to also bet that that the chances for a strike will also go up. And you might think, well, this doesn't work together. And I thought so too, and I even made some videos about this, I will remind you. But I think with time, I kind of understood why this is happening. At least that's my theory, and I will say this is a theory. So what I think is happening is that whatever news people are listening to, right, be it, like CNN that let's say that's left, or Fox that let's say that's right, or whatever, right? They like hear about this matter, and then they're like kind of convince themselves that what they think will happen is what's going to happen. So like just because there is more talks about it, you see more people betting both on there will be a deal and there will be war. When in reality, and we've said before, nothing ever happens doesn't apply here. At least that's what I think. And it has to be one of them. This is, again, there is also Israel in the picture, and they can't allow Iran to have ballistic missiles and definitely not nukes. The US won't allow Iran to have nukes, and they can't allow anything else. It's either a deal or war. There is nothing ever happens here. Can't finish like that. It has to be one or the other. So that's what I think, and that's it. I'm officially, saying my thoughts here, and how I'm gonna play this, even though that's pretty much how I've been playing this for the past few weeks. I think tomorrow not everyone, but the general feeling will be like, yes, this went really well. In reality, it will be a flat-on lie from all sides. Everyone will lie. This will not go well, and the negotiations will be done. I think the moment they leave the room, everyone, definitely the US, will know that they are about to attack. It's just a question of when, and I think that after that's the last round of talks and negotiations, I think within days, maybe a week or two, we will see the war happening. Notice that this is, and I just want to say, like, again, like, if there is one stupid thing you can do is publicly say on YouTube, this is what's going to happen, right? I will point out that, if you're looking at this, at the end of the day, the chances for a strike are, 31%, and a deal are 38%, which also, by the way, doesn't make sense. This can't be the right numbers. Just like this those two things don't correlate, and one of them is wrong. Again, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be war, but even if I'm wrong, like, one of them is wrong. Those two things can't coexist. So, yeah, I'm gonna do the thing. I'm gonna project and say this is the future, and in a few weeks we will be able to look back and see what actually happened. Again, welcome. I want to welcome you to subscribe and write in the comments, what do you think will happen? I'm actually curious to see. And why on earth, please explain to me, does Polymarket not agree with me? And why it's only 30% for war and for a deal? If anyone has cool thoughts about that, we'll be happy to hear. Have a good one. See you in the next one. Super interesting day tomorrow.